Talk about it, man. Like when you wrote the song, when you put the song together, did you knew what you had in your hands?
Man, I knew exactly what I had in my hands. As I was writing it, I told my friends and my peoples in the studio, I said, hey man, this ache and break your heart on steroids. I'm trying to beat the Macarena. I remember growing up looking at MTV jams and everything, people doing the Macarena, and I was just like, one day I want to make the world dance, but I don't really want to be an artist. So I was trying to create music for other people. So, you know, I ended up doing the Bando Jones, the Sex Shoes, and I ended up doing the Fergie Myth Money.
Oh, that's right.
I did Sierra stuff, and I did, Sammy stuff.
Yeah.
I got Lloyd. I mean, Chris Brown, I did Juicy Booty with him, R. Kelly, and got dang on Janae Aiko. But I originally did that record on Bando Jones.
Yes, I remember that.
A lot of people don't know the whole story, you know what I'm saying?
What's the story?
I'm just saying, like, some of his vocals are still on that record. My vocals are still on that record. So I got a vocal production and I got a credit for background vocals. But for him, for Jeezy stuff, for 2 Chainz stuff, for Tamia, I got vocals everywhere. Childish Gambino.
Right.
I got my Grammy nomination for it because of the internet. That was engineering, vocal production. And I did that in Jasper basement, recording Lloyd stuff, and then met Childish Gambino and his brother and did some more stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just been blessed to be in the room at the same time, but I've been very patient, man. I would sit in those rooms for 12, 13 hours just hoping to get in the booth to be able to express myself, but not really want to be an artist. I keep on repeating that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be heard, and I didn't know how I wanted to be heard, but after I was heard, I knew that wasn't enough because I wanted to be felt more. And I got this quote I always show my partner Hard Bottom. A lot of people can out-sing me, but they can't out-feel me. Because I sing from my core and I sing from my hurt. I sing through my struggles. I sing through my worth. And that's my essence.
Yeah.
That's my being.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. My purpose is to create smiles, to bring joy to people, and I stamped it on myself. Purpose over everything.
How did the Get Up dance, how did you create that from the song?
Oh man, I was creating the dance while I was writing the lyrics.
At the same time?
At the same time. And I actually have it documented. Nobody's ever seen this footage but the people that was there.
Yeah?
I got footage of every single thing that I've done, all the way down to the first time I put an 808 on country music. And I'm trying to put a documentary together, so maybe somebody can help me do it. But I have 2 terabytes of footage.
Yeah.
Of just nothing but my career and how it started. The artists that I've turned down, the stories that I've heard around the industry, the things that I've actually experienced that nobody really knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about the barriers that you broke, because a lot of times, you know, we look at country music as not a black thing, but, you know, times have obviously transitioned, like yourself, plenty other artists. I was watching the, you know, just your performances, and it just definitely has a different influence. How do you feel, you know, being a torch holder of that platform, of being a black man in a genre of country music?
Man, to tell you the truth, that's a lot on it because I don't really understand, you know, the breaking of the barriers.
Right.
I feel like the people that listen to my music, they want it to always love. And those are the people that I'm most concerned about.
Right.
If you hate me, I could care less.
Right.
You ain't gonna throw no hands.
So you look at it from more of a, it's not even about colors, it's about your feeling and your purpose.
Man, it was never about breaking barriers. It was about making music that anybody, no matter what color they were,
right,
no matter what they've been through, they can listen to and love just a little bit more, love just a little bit longer. My music should be a remnant of joy. And anybody that know what joy feels like, I create with it every time I open my mouth.
Blanco Brown, man, in the building. Let's talk about it. Um, did you ever think that the heights of what you were doing? Because when I hear you talk about it, you said, I didn't want to be an artist. I didn't want to do this. And then you go 11-time platinum. And then you Grammy nominated. And then there's so many opportunities going on. Like, what is the ultimate goal of Blanco Brown?
Man, to create music, to keep on creating, to touch as many lives as I can.
Mm.
And man, I just want to stay jamming like a high point in the shootout
Right.
every time.
So then after the success of Get Up, you co-wrote another hit, Parmalee. Tell me how that evolved with the group Parmalee.
Well, with the original version of Just the Way, I didn't co-write.
Okay.
Parmalee was they on the label, on the same label, and me and Matt and Scott, we all friends.
Got you.
Before the Get Up came out, before any of that even existed, I saw them at a Broken Bow Christmas party.
Okay.
And they saw me talking to Zach Katz, the president, and they saw me talking to John Lober. And Matt was like, I don't know who this guy is. But he talking to the two heads, and they actually like respect him. We need to know who he is. And I'm just telling Matt's story because he didn't share it before.
Right.
And we linked after that. Went over to Matt's house. We were shooting BB guns, jumping cars and everything over the field. And them boy crazy. They had me shooting pellet guns over goddamn a Yukon, all black service car.
Right.
I'm just like, y'all trust me that much?
Right.
Cause boy, ain't no way.
Yeah.
You gonna shoot no BB gun over my Escalade. But long story short, after that, I just knew we had a lot in common because we have a lot of similarities, and they hadn't had like a number one for like 10 years.
I saw that.
And Matt called me out the blue and he say, man, I got this record that we did, and we know you're always talking about purpose. We would love for you to be a part of this. And I mean, like, it worked out, man. My Spotify and following on social media, I had over like 8 to 9 million listeners monthly. And
Wow.
we put the song out, and the label knew nothing about us cutting the record, but they had to clear the record. But we didn't share it with them until we was done with it.
Yeah.
And it revived their career, and they worked hard for exactly what they have. They done went on to have another top 20, another top 10s and everything. So they still doing their thing.
Wow.
Yep. So I had 2 number ones back to back. One on the charts as the hot country songs, and then another number one on the radio, which was unheard of for artists that debuted. So I hold a record now for Billboard country hot songs. It's never been in the history done before. An artist debut and go double digits at number one in the history of the whole chart.
Wow.
And I did 12 weeks. And then I went on to become the number one songwriter, dethroning Drake as the number one Hot 100 songwriter.
Wow.
And then at the same time, I was the number one country songwriter for 19 weeks.
Wow.
And top 5 producers for country and Hot 100 for like countless weeks. Like,
wow.
and it still haven't been done. So, I mean, once you first, it really can't be a first after that. But like, it just hasn't been done. It's a blessing, man, to actually do something, because when I was creating the Get Up, I had already shot Country Time video. I had already shot 10 Whiskey video, and my album was already turned in. But then I heard Lil Nas X January of 2019.
Right.
And I was just like, Country Time is too close to that, but what's gonna separate me from that since it's so massive? I did a dance song.
Ah.
Yeah.
Man. I'm soaking it all in. You just talking about like so many records and things that you've achieved. Do you ever sit back and just be like, is there ever like a wow moment, or it's just back to work?
I mean, honestly, I don't really sit and dwell on what I've done. I think about what I have to do, and I'm constantly trying to outdo myself, but not to the point where I'm stressing myself.
Right.
I'm just saying, not even a number thing or a validation type thing, but just to create something that I can ride to that feels like I've done something better than what I've already done
Gotcha.
is enough for me, because
Yeah.
that's what I used to do. I've always loved to hear myself singing back. I just never really wanted to take the artist right because of all the scrutiny and all of the negative things that come with this world and social media and people capping off you. I mean, we live in a world where I can do something and you can post it on your page and it can go viral on your page and it can go viral on the next page, and I don't monetize from it at all. And then I can get sued for reposting something from paparazzi when it's my likeness and my image. So everything works against you as an artist, man. It's a devilish world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I still don't get it, but
Well, tell me how you navigate through that, because you move in a love spirit filled way. Like, what's Blanco Brown's way of navigating through that?
man, I am very positive, but I am still about these hands though. They might be new, but like, honestly though, I've learned to not even respond to certain negative things. Like, I used to go online and I would see somebody write something towards me, have hate, and I address them as if I need to check them. But then I realized I'm living my purpose, and I can get up right now and do nothing for the day and still feel fulfilled. Certain people have to get on the internet and write because they feel so low.
Wow.
So that's your issue.
Right.
You deal with that.
Right.
I'm gonna go get on this boat and catch some fish.
Wow.
Your concerns don't even matter to me
Yeah.
if they're not positive.
Right.
I'm not gonna feed them energy.
Right.
Now positive people I give an arm and a leg to. I will give my all. I have a huge heart, and sometimes I hate it.
Yeah.
But the negative ones, I don't meet. See, a lot of people try to meet hate with love. I can't do that.
Okay.
I just don't meet hate at all.
Right.
I take my love and address it somewhere else because I'm not gonna overwork
Right.
myself to compensate somebody else
Right.
insecurities.
Right.
I just keep it going, man. That's how I deal with the hate and the negativity.
Right.
I just keep on going the route that loves me most. And I leave, they're gonna be behind.
Right.
If you ain't in front of it, you behind it.
Right.
So that's on you.
Right. Of course, we got Blanco Brown in the building. This is Rhythm and Streets. Speaking of trial and tribulation, August 2020, you had your accident.
Yep.
And so good to see you. Like, from that time, now look at you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But you've always been somebody that talked about, what happened and then what you had to go through. And then now you use that as like an example to, keep on pushing. You want to kind of dive into that a little bit?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's simple. I was on my Indian motorcycle. I got an FTR 1200. Well, I had. That one gone. I still got it, but it's,
The motorcycle game that you still ride?
I have a new Indian.
Okay.
FTR 1200 carbon fiber limited edition one, and I love bikes, man. The bike didn't hurt me. It was the person in the car. I was in my lane. I seen a pickup truck coming at me head on.
Right.
I tried to dodge it. He met me at the center point. I went through the windshield, landed on the bed, bled out, died en route to the hospital. I went through my first surgery, sober, no anesthesia, no nothing, because I was losing too much blood.
Wow.
And like I said, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of negative things, but the worst thing I've ever heard.
While you were going through this process?
No. I'm just saying, like, in the past, I've heard so many people say a lot of negative things, but the most alerting thing I've ever heard in my life, period, was laying on that cold metal table and hearing the doctor say, if we don't get John Doe blood, he's not gonna make it.
Wow.
And there was nothing I could do about it.
Wow.
It wasn't a story I could share, a phone call I could make, anything. If I would have left that day, that would have been the end of my existence.
Wow.
And I couldn't express that to nobody, how that made me feel. Being in control of so much of my life and then having no control at all.
Wow.
Um, yeah, man. That's why money is like irrelevant, honestly. All these things I was sitting in the bed and couldn't do, money couldn't fix none of them. So I don't. It really, money has no real value to me.
Yeah.
It's the people that I can meet and the things that I could do with money that actually keeps it going for me. But like when it comes to like real life situations, man, once you get to a certain point in your life and you understand the value of what it means to actually live and love, then if you never get to that point, you're gonna be miserable. And like I say, I keep on saying it. A lot of people out here with the mentality. It may be going off a little bit of what
No,
you
no,
saying.
no, good.
A lot
Go
of people
ahead,
and a lot of have a lot of mentality these days where they feel like they good by themselves, with themselves, and they don't need nothing. And that's all false. We're all coping with hurt that makes us evaluate life and protect ourselves. So we try to make up this fake facade to say that we good with just us. But everybody need love, man. It's essential.
Well
It's a
said.
necessity.
Yeah.
You can forget all the accessories.
Right.
I just live in this space, man, where I come from the bottom, and I know what it feels like being at the top. Mama and dad was never on welfare. We never needed for nothing, but we knew exactly what we were surrounded by when we saw the houses we were passing that we couldn't live in on that school bus. And that was the first time I ever understood that it was levels to life, because those are things that I couldn't get to. Just being in Bankhead Courts, I missed nothing. I longed for nothing. I was the most joyful when I had the lease.
Right.
Life. I done forgot the question as a whole, but I'm just
Bro, you just going.
Yeah.
You flowing.
Yeah, I mean, that's life in a nutshell.
Right.
What was the original question?
The original question was, we was talking about, actually it was diving in like that moment.
The accident.
Yeah, the accident.
Okay, back to the accident.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I got 2 new arms, 2 new legs, brand new pelvis. I had to learn how to walk
Wow.
using my elbows.
Wow.
Because I had 2 cast on. And this is how strong my will is. I got footage of this too. I was filming myself, giving myself my first shape up with cast on my arm, and in a wheelchair, asking my brother could I cut his hair to get back to things.
Wow.
And that just always been me, man. Like, bruh, it's just 9 months later, here go that 9 again. 9 months later, me and my team went back out on the road in Florida and performed for 60,000 people, opening up for Luke Combs. And I would double take the microphone in my hand so that my hand wouldn't drop it.
Wow.
Because the nerves were bad. You see, I still got like knots and stuff in the tendons from the hand. Like,
Wow.
I couldn't even hold a mic longer than 5-10 minutes.
Wow.
So at some points, it looks like the mic is floating.
Wow.
Because I'm like this and it's just there.
Yeah.
But the pain I went through to get back out there and live my purpose, man, I'd do it over again. Because I live sometimes for people more than I live for myself. And crazy enough, my records inspired me to get through my surgery.
Wow.
And get through my rehabilitation. Georgia Power, you got to strap up your boots, keep your feelings in line. Thank God I'm alive. Thank God I'm alive. I didn't write those words knowing I would be going through anything. And mind you, I had never broken anything in my life before this wreck. And I felt like everything was broken except for my spirit. The Get Up. How could you have the biggest line dance song of all time and stay down? Grandma said, get up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I Need Love. As I walk through the cornfield alone full of emptiness, as I look to my left and my right, there's no one there to hold my hand. As my nerves get to shaking and my voice get to trembling, just keep going. I met an angel as I was on my way down. They told me everything would be okay. That's when I woke up. Show me love, honey love, I need love. We all know that a drink can't heal my heart. That's why I need you by my side. I need love. You know what I'm saying? Like those lyrics, man. I didn't write those lyrics thinking that I would be going through what I went through. But when I was going through, my fans had to remind me of who I was. So that's why I could never be bigger than my fans. I could never not take a moment when I have it to spend it with a fan. Man, honestly, because I give them life and they give me life. When I'm at my worst moments or when people try to scrutinize me on the internet, I see my fans jump in and be like, he's great. You tripping. Go check out all this. Like, it ain't nobody perfect. Like, I see my fans come in.
Right.
They intervene. I just love it.
That was amazing, bro. That was amazing, man. And I love the story that you tell. I know you've been through a lot, but it, you know, what you've gone through is like it seems like it's putting you even in a more power-filled position. And I don't mean that in a vain way, like you say you're a service to your fans, like, and you feel, is that like your responsibility? You feel like you're like a service to the people that you speak to?
I am responsible. Every time I open my mouth, I'm responsible for what I say and the impact that I have on somebody's life. I choose not to live in the world of blasphemy. And we all are responsible for everything we say and do every single day of our lives. And if people were to start thinking in that way, then we have a lot more going for ourselves. I remember, bruh, telling myself I wouldn't post negative things because I don't know when it's going to be my last breath and I can't take that post back. It's the last thing I left for anybody to see. And I stopped posting negative things in response to negative people because I was just like, this could be my very last time ever speaking or being seen or people taking notes from what I said. And if I leave a negative moment, then that's what I'm gonna be remembered as, the last thing that people remember. And I choose to just be positive, man. Take accountability. That's the word that a lot of people need to learn to deal with and live through and be for. Accountability. Anytime I say or do anything, there's somebody watching. Anytime. So I would rather be the one that gave you something to move forward in life with, to make changes in a positive aspect of your life so that you can impact other people. Because as generations go on, things are going to get worse. They worse now. They worse. I mean, bruh, you think about all the things that they push on us and all the things that they make cool that ain't cool. All the things the kids are exposed to on TV, all the things that they can't live past because it's just thrown in their face. At least when adults were making like these cartoons and stuff when we were kids, they were hiding messages in them, and adults knew what they were. Now they just blatantly.
It's right in front of your face.
I'm talking about like just disrespectful, and we just got to take more responsibility. Let's just put it like that. Leave it right there.
Do you feel like that's part of that Blanco Brown had, like you have to play a role in that as well?
Man, definitely. Because if you don't know, if you don't see positive, you don't know what channel to turn to. Sometimes you get tired of looking at Channel 11. You don't want to see no more news. You don't want to see what's going on. Sometimes you need to create your own world to start changing things within your world and change things around you. Everybody don't want to be reminded of all the hurt they've been through. You got to learn to live past those points in your life, or you'll be stuck stagnant thinking about what you went through when this is just a temporary vessel anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, bruh, there's so many hurt people hurting people, and I keep on telling people, when I meet you, I don't want to meet your hurt. I want to meet your worth. Put value on things that you need to put value on to have a sane mind.
Trendsetter.